And we are back on the road to glory. College football is here. Week zero is behind us, and it was glorious in every aspect. The perfect appetizer for week one of college football. We made it, folks. It's the best time of the year. I'm your host, Sean, joined as usual by my co host, my guy, Steph. What it do, brother? Oregon kicks off their season in just a couple days. My Florida Gators kick off the season in just a couple days. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, man. Week zero is here. It passed, and I think it was really fun. Week zero, like the past few years, there would be a game everybody watch maybe, but a lot of times it would be a blowout, or you might get one good game. But I think we got three really good games that were fun from start to finish. So I was really excited just watching everything happening and basically every window. So I think we started off the season with a bang.
I couldn't agree more, man. Those were super fun games to get in, or to actually watch and just indulge in. And let's get into it, man. Let's start with the obviously the one that kicked off the weekend, and that was Iowa State versus Kansas State in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic, all the way in Ireland. Um, Steph, what were your first initial thoughts about this game? Um, what were your biggest takeaways? I think we both, not I think, I know we both picked this game correctly last week. This was our only pick, so we're both 1-0 on the year. We both took Iowa State +3. I think I'll let you get into what you think first, and I'll talk about my point after.
Yeah, I mean, it started off kind of sloppy. There was some weather effects going on. It was raining.
Hmm.
Both teams were kind of fumbling, not really able to handle the ball, catch the ball. But as the game went on, they both kind of got their foot in, and it ended up kind of going back and forth. But I think Iowa State just was a better team overall. They were able to really run the ball well at the end of the game and really make some plays to really seal it out. So I think it was a good performance by them. Matt Campbell going for it on fourth down. That was definitely the right decision. Even the one that Kansas State didn't get in the beginning, um, still the right decision. You can't judge a situation like that based off the outcome. You get what I'm saying? So a
Right.
lot of times people will say, "Oh, that guy's a genius because the play worked," but if it doesn't work, then they'll say, it was stupid. But no, like the play not working doesn't change the fact that it was the right decision. Because college football is different than the NFL. A lot of people kind of watch college and they look at it like it's the NFL from like 20 years ago. Whereas like even now, you kind of have to be a little more conservative in the NFL. Flipping the field has a lot more value, but in college football, a punt is a loss. Like even a field goal is a loss. Like a field goal should not be looked at as a successful drive. Like maybe in the NFL because we see so many games that are decided by one possession, a few points. So if you have an opportunity to kick a field goal, you got to kick it. But college is not like that because one, you often get more possessions, more turnovers. There's more, just more variables, the talent gap, and you can't really rely on kickers as much. Whereas in the NFL, if you're within 40 yards, it's pretty much automatic. It should be if there's no, weather effects or being blocked or anything like that. So, it's just different. And, of course, you see the criticism for things like that, even from some of the announcers during the game, but it's like, it's not, the 80s anymore. You don't just punt it because it's fourth and one. If it's fourth and short, you have a better chance of getting that and you can continue this drive and try to score a touchdown versus just giving the other team the ball and you're just giving them an opportunity to score. So it was really interesting and yeah, I think it was just a great performance by Iowa State, man, being able to get it done at the end. Um, I was real happy. Like if I'm an Iowa State fan, I'm happy with that performance.
Yeah, honestly, I'd have to agree, and I think it is a little bit of what we expected. I think the calling card, the reason why I was so high on this Iowa State team coming into the year, is just the experience that I knew they were bringing back. These guys have played in games like this. They've been in moments like this before, and you saw in the second half, in the fourth quarter, even the coaching experience. Not saying that um, who's Kansas State's coach, Chris Kleiman. He's been around forever, right? Is that the
Yeah.
coach? I think it's
I
the coach.
forgot his name.
I don't know who the coach is. Maybe that's not the coach, guys, and I sound like an idiot. But irregardless,
Yeah, it's
Matt
Clemson.
Campbell is just one of the better coaches in this conference. Rocco Beck, although on paper it looks like Avery Johnson may have outplayed him, Rocco Beck kind of just put the team on his back there in the second half. When you really break things down to it. Um,
Yeah, I thought both quarterbacks played pretty well.
yeah, I'm not saying Avery Johnson played bad.
Like I wasn't stat watching or none of that, so I was
No.
really just going off eye. And I don't know who had the better stats, but I thought both quarterbacks played pretty well. There was that one play. I felt like Avery Johnson should have got that 4th and 1 though.
Yeah.
Like you gotta just freaking plow into somebody in that moment and
Right. And it's easier
keep the
said than
ball
done,
forward foot
right?
first.
But I'm with you 1,000%. It just
Hey, I mean you're supposed to be,
yeah,
the hype man. It's time
and
to
that's
make a
his calling
play.
card too.
Yeah.
Running. Yeah. So all in all, I think this is exactly what it was. A good game between two of the better teams in this conference. I don't expect Kansas State to now go away. I think we kind of had them taking some losses here this season. But I think they showed some good things, especially their defense, man. I thought their defense played great, especially to start. I mean, throughout the whole game, I thought they played well. But they were just getting after they were dominating Iowa State's offensive line early in the game. Obviously, some adjustments were made. Rocco Beck started moving with his feet a little bit more, and that ultimately was the difference. But I think Kansas State saw some good things on that defense side of the ball for sure. I Can we talk about Dylan Edwards? He muffed that punt, and then
Got hurt.
was he hurt?
I mean, he didn't come back in the game after that.
And that's my point. He did not. He didn't play again. So, and I don't. He didn't. He was arm tackled on that play. I mean, honestly, there's non-contact injuries. There's other things that could have happened. Who knows? But when you go back, you look at the replay. It just doesn't see. I mean, I feel like he got up. He
No,
also
I thought
trotted
the
off.
no, I'm pretty sure his leg got rolled under him.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, you
I'm
could be
pretty
right.
sure his leg got rolled under him.
Okay. All right. Well, there goes that. Because I was a little bit confused as to what was going on there. But then again, I'm not tapped in with K State Twitter or their beat writers, so I didn't see any tweets or anything announcing his status or anything like that. But I thought that was a good game, a great way to open up the season. I don't know if you saw that fun fact where I think the past 4 games in Ireland have totaled 45 points flat. So something to keep an eye out on for you bettors in the future. Um, yeah, congrats to us. We're 1-0. We're 1-0, Steph. Good shit. Way to be. Let's talk about some of these other games. One game that we didn't think we were going to have to talk about. I think the spread was close to 30 points or maybe over 30 points to at kickoff. UNLV at Idaho State at UNLV. But man, what a game from Idaho State. I mean, they just played with so much more. It kind of felt like UNLV walked in there expecting to win. And
Hmm.
let me go on a little bit of a Dan Mullen tangent because as a Florida Gator fan, I have experienced
Yeah, I'm gonna
this
let you cook
first
for a little
class.
bit.
So this was a prime example of a Dan Mullen game. This is what I felt like I was literally watching the Florida Gators all over again, just at a different lower level. Just lack of urgency, lack of care and want to, and actual effort. A lot of guys more worried about what their fits look like on the field than being in the right position. A lot of guys trying to play hero ball and win the game alone when this is the ultimate team sport, 11 versus 11. Um, and then just the slow start and the awful defense to not help out the UNLV offense at all.
I
The
don't
lack of
understand how you're getting cooked by an FCS team.
and that's my thing. The trench works, and that was always a huge thing about Dan Mullen. Just never had defensive line or offensive line depth to actually dominate in the SEC. One year we had a pretty solid O line, I'll admit, but even then, I think John Delance. If you know, you know. That's it. I'll just say his name. If you know, you know. So this was just a typical Dan Mullen game. I literally felt like I said, I was watching the 2018 Florida, 2021 Florida Gators, 2019 Florida Gators. It was just even the 2020 Florida Gators that went to the SEC championship. Their defense led us to four. It was just bad. It was the exact thing that I was expecting, honestly, not to happen. I thought that because of the level of competition, because of Dan Mullen's lack of interest in what it seemed at being a head coach at the time, it was just not going to work out. I do think when it comes to scheme, when it comes to offense, when it comes to play calling, and when it comes to like getting in the flow of a game and like choosing the right plays at the right moments, I think Dan Mullen is still in a top tier when it comes to that. I just think everything else outside of that is horrible when it comes to him. And when I thought at UNLV he would be able to, get the type of players he would need, play a light schedule, and then just be able to cook the shit out of everybody. But it's clear and obvious that the rest of his team, including his offensive line, including his defensive line, can't even compete against an FCS level team, let alone a team like Boise State, who year after year has some of the top trenches in all of G5 and even comparable to some Power 4 level teams. So my UNLV pick for the playoffs, I'm not feeling good about this after 1 week. This is literally disaster, worst case scenario. I was completely wrong. This is Dan Mullen has learned nothing in his time away. It seems. But shout out to Idaho State, man. You got to give some credit to them. They played hard. They weren't gonna quit. They don't care who it is. They said line it up and we gonna play. So salute to them. I know Idaho. They play real football. They got a I think they got like one of those farmhouse fields. It's like a dome or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like those square fields inside dome. I
That's
don't even know.
Idaho.
Oh, that's Idaho. That's not Idaho State.
Yeah, that plays in the Kibby Dome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
It's an old airplane hangar.
Yeah, that shit is so sick. Okay, I thought that was Idaho State. No, that's Idaho. All right. Well,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? Because I'm sure they're pretty similar to mine. But I mean, what was this
Um,
game?
yeah, pretty much the same thing. Like, just I don't understand how you're letting them gas you in the run. DBs look completely lost sometimes, getting lost in coverage, getting beat deep. Um, and it's just crazy to watch because you can tell there's so much more talent on UNLV. Just looking at the athletic profile, the guys that they're all big, they're bigger, they're ripped and jacked and stuff, but they can't do their assignments properly. Guys are not in the right spot a lot of times, so they definitely have a lot to clean up on defense. And I even seen a tweet that was like, yeah, this is typical Dan Mullen, not even feeding the running back regardless of how many yards he has, because
Come
Jaden
on,
Thomas
bro.
was killing him.
Killing them.
And Jaden Thomas is a good back. He's probably the best G5 back, especially now with Makai Hughes transferring up to Rutgers.
Oregon,
Jaden
right?
Jaden Thomas is definitely the best G5 back, unless it's somebody I don't know about. Because even last year he was good for UNLV, and yeah, he had some crazy long runs, but it just seemed like they wouldn't really lean on that. Like you have something that's working, and they're playing two quarterbacks. Both of them are not really the best passer. I mean, the one Colandria, that dude, like, I think that dude is a gamer. I like what I saw from him. Like I said, not the best passer, but he can pass enough, and he's athletic enough to where he can run and really make plays, scrambling around, finding open guys. Like, to me, he's got to be the clear starter. Like, I'm gonna be
I agree.
honest, Alex Orji is unplayable as a college quarterback, bro. He's unplayable. Like, you put him in the game, the team knows that's gonna be a run 99% of the time. And when he does try to throw, he just looks at the first read, and if it's not there, he's gonna try to run. He's unplayable as a quarterback. Like, he's just not a college quarterback. It is what it is. Like, if you can't make routine reads, routine throws, you can't play quarterback at the college level. It doesn't matter what level either. You talking about from FBS, power conference football, all the way to D3. If you can't read a defense, you cannot play. It doesn't matter how much arm talent you have. It doesn't matter how athletic you are because you see him. he's obviously a great athlete. He might be the best athlete on their team in terms of, pound for pound, being able to run fast, jump high, and quickness and stuff. Because you see him when he does run the ball, carrying, he's a great ball carrier. You look at him, he's, built like a really good athlete, he's like jacked, he's fast, like,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
but when it comes to throwing the football and finding the open man, he cannot do it at any level. Period. He cannot play, bro. At quarterback, he like honestly he needs to move positions. That's really the only thing I could see, for him being able to like get on the field because it was like night and day when they would switch him and Colandria out. Like it's like when you have Colandria in, it's like they can run their offense the way it's meant to be ran.
Agreed.
But when you have Orgy, it's like you playing with one hand tied behind your back. Like the same thing at Michigan. It was just a little different over there because they had a bunch of other quarterbacks that couldn't even run or throw. So, they would try Orgy because at least he could run, but he couldn't throw at all. So it's like, you're really just picking your poison. But with this, you definitely just gotta play Colandria, like put Orgy somewhere else. Put him at running back, wide receiver, something, gadget guy that you can use to give him the ball, get him the ball in space. Because he can probably catch the ball. We know he can run the ball, but playing quarterback is way different. You have to be able to
Yeah.
read defense, make quick decisions, throw with anticipation. I just have not seen that from him, and we're talking about multiple years and multiple schools now at this point. So that's really my main takeaway. I mean, UNLV was able to get it done, but I don't know, man. Like, and obviously, like my own team last year had a scare against the FCS team against
From Idaho.
Idaho, who we mentioned,
From Idaho.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like so, obviously this doesn't tell the full story for the for
Right.
the
Doesn't
season. I
define
mean,
their
it's only
season.
it's only week 0.
Right.
It's the first game of the year. New coach, a million new players. Like
Yep.
there's a lot that can be fixed.
For
Um,
sure.
but they definitely gonna have to step it up because the competition is gonna go up from here. I don't know if they have another FCS team on the schedule, so it's gonna be all Mountain West or power teams from now on. So they definitely can't play like that from now on. I mean, the rest of their non-con, Sam Houston, UCLA, Miami of Ohio. So these are games where they're gonna have to play. I mean, Sam Houston still they just moved up from FCS a few years ago. I don't think they're going to be very good. But UCLA, we know what type of talent they got, and Miami, Ohio is usually in the mix for the MAC championship. So I'm pretty sure did they win it last year? But Miami, Ohio, one of the better MAC programs. Like they're gonna have to step it up before they get into this Mountain West schedule because they do have Boise on the schedule, and if they wanna be in the playoffs, they got to win all these games and win this conference. So definitely a lot to clean up here.
For sure. And I like that take. It's definitely not a red alert. Not everything is coming down, but to kind of see that same identity, to see that same face that I've seen, it just gave me PTSD. So hopefully they get it together over there. But let's keep it moving. Kansas, they were at home against Fresno State. Look at a bounce back after a subpar year. Last year, they started off strong, waxing those boys 31-7, which is a little bit surprising to me, but honestly, not really. I didn't get a chance to watch this game. Uh, Steph, I know you only watched a little bit of it. Do you have any takes or any thoughts about what you did watch of it, or should we just move on to the next?
I mean, Kansas was pretty much just doing whatever they wanted. Um, Not really much to say. I mean, Jalen Daniels looked really good, and they had the backups in pretty early in the fourth quarter. So definitely a good performance by Kansas. It's just so hard for these G5 teams to retain talent nowadays. Like if they have one good year, most of those guys are probably going to be hitting the portal. So a lot of these G5s are almost like FCS teams at this point. It's like it's just tough. The talent gap, even at a place like Kansas, is just too big.
All right. Um, Sam Houston, they went on the road to open up Conference USA play against Western Kentucky, and Western Kentucky beat them 41 to 24, starting off strong in conference play. And then one of the surprise games, I think we kind of circled it last week. We did find it a little bit interesting, but that's because we're college football sickos. I think to the common folk, maybe not many people had Stanford or Hawaii circled, but this game actually turned out to be as good as we thought it might be. I thought the spread was a little bit weird going into the game. I was like, damn, Hawaii's favored by a field goal. I was like, yeah, I know Stanford and Hawaii are probably similar
Bro,
levels.
Stanford is so ass, bro.
Stanford is bad, bro. Because again, I said it last week in our preview. I said Hawaii is bad. So for Hawaii to win this, that is a different level of bad from
With a
Stanford.
hobbling quarterback, by the way.
Talk to me about this game. What are your thoughts on both of these teams? 'Cause, shout out to Hawaii a little bit. I like their quarterback. I think that was only his second start, or maybe his first start, Alejado, and he was cool as a cucumber, bro. He got it done when they needed him to get it done. I like that kid. He's like 5'8".
Yeah, like I don't know, this whole Andrew Luck thing and Frank Reich, like this year was gonna be just probably a disaster anyway. I think, they just brought him in just so they could field a team this year and get started on their head coaching search for next season because they had that debacle with the late firing in the spring, and you never want to be in that kind of position. So they kind of just Andrew Luck just kind of brought his friend in and coached the team, and you know this roster is going to suck. They can't recruit at the level they used to be able to, in this modern era with the school not wanting to play ball with athletics. It's just tough, man. Like, and honestly, it's kind of sad to see because this is a team that they're playing against Hawaii, who's usually not very good, and they just can't do anything. They can't run the ball well. They can't really complete any passes. It's just sad to see. Like, we are a far cry from 2012, man.
That's for sure. I thought Stanford's running back showed some flashes. Their quarterback as well. I don't hate what I've seen. I think obviously he's only but so talented, but I do think he's like that level competent quarterback for what a Stanford is as a program right there. And I would like to see how he takes the next steps to grow. I think that backfield could have a little bit of potential out there, but yeah, I think overall they're a mess. Um, when you look at, like you said, where they should be in the grand scheme of things, they're nowhere close to that. Like even best case scenario happens to them this year, they're still leaps and bounds. Like they just have a structural, a logistic blocking. Just Stanford, unfortunately, or fortunately, they're a great institution when it comes to academics. So that's what they want to focus on. They're allowed to do whatever they want, but their sports teams, specifically football, is going to suffer from it.
Bro,
Um, so
15 for 30, 109 yards, one interception, zero touchdowns.
again, I'm not sitting here saying this guy is the savior of the program or he will even be the starter next year. I just said I don't mind what I saw out of him for his first game. I would like to see Stanford continue to play this year and see what they can do. Because I do like Andrew Luck. I do like Frank Reich. But again, college is a different
And
level. Frank Reich has no college experience.
yeah, and he kind of botched that game too at the end.
He did. No, he definitely did. But I also need to give some props to Hawaii. I mentioned the quarterback Alejado. I thought, like I mentioned last week, I chose to play with them in CFB 25 in a dynasty, and man, that offense, that run and shoot offense, is so much fun when things are clicking. And I think you saw it on full display. They were just able to move the ball up and down the field, and obviously that's partial to Stanford being trash. But I thought the quarterback was just obviously he's very limited physically, uh, but he whoever the coach is, I thought they did a good job preparing him because I just felt like he always knew where to go with the ball. He was very smart. He was making the right reads. He was making smart reads. He was throwing the ball on the sidelines so that his wide receivers can get out of bounds in crunch time situations. I was really impressed. I had fun watching that Hawaii offense play, and honestly, it has inspired me to start a CFB 26 Hawaii Dynasty. So that will be taking place very soon. If you haven't had a chance to play with them in that game, definitely play with them. They have a very unique playbook. I think one or two teams have that playbook in the whole game. Super fun, a lot of option routes, um, explosive. Anyways, let's talk about the play of the week, though. Right? I think that was also not only an outstanding play by the defensive lineman, but it kind of won Hawaii the game because Stanford, if you remember, they were driving down the field. They had a big pass to their tight end. Then their running back, I think Ford is his name. He broke like a 20-yard run, and they were literally inside the 35-yard line. I think they're on like the 30-yard line or something like that. And that's when the Stanford DN just, I mean, you can't really kill the guy for throwing that interception. Like you talked about his stats. It was not a good completion percentage, only completing half his passes. But that one pick, I mean, what a play that was, right?
Yeah, that was insane, man. I had to post it on our Instagram because it really blew my mind when it happened. I immediately, went looking on the timeline for the video. Um, yeah, that was a crazy interception. Definitely play of the week so far. Or well, the week is ended, so it is play of the week, but at least in
For
my
sure.
opinion,
Yeah, no, that was a spectacular play. And again, there was
by
under, I think there was
Killenahi
5 minutes
Mendiola
left.
Jensen, defensive back at Hawaii.
There he is. I think there was 5 minutes left. They're down by three. Again, Stanford's already in field goal range, looking like they might score and put the game away. And then you make a play
Hmm.
like that, gives your team some life, and you guys go and get a win at home, week 0 for your season opener. That's a great win. Shout out Hawaii. Shout out Hawaii. So yeah, I thought all in all, like you mentioned at the start of the show, this was a very entertaining week 0. I think looking at it a little bit going into the week, we maybe thought it would just kind of be similar to some of the others we've had in the past, but nah, man. For those of you who've been actually craving football, this was real football. This was good football. It was sloppy at times, and obviously some of these teams were lower level, but I thought the competition was doing its thing for the most part. Um, any overall thoughts on week 0 before we switch gears here and open up the season with our week 1 preview?
I think that's it, man. It was fun. I'm glad football is back.
For sure. All right. Well, let's get into it. The moment we've all been waiting for. Week 1 is upon us. It kicks off in just 3 days. Thursday, we get some football, we get some interesting matchups, and we will highlight a few here. Um, let's get into it. I think, obviously, to kick us off, week 1, 5:30 p.m. ESPN on Thursday. We have two teams looking for a chance to really cement themselves as the top G5 team coming into the year, and that's Boise State, the current or former playoff representative of the G5, 25th overall in the country, taking on South Florida, um, Golish and the boys. And this is a pretty good matchup, and Vegas agrees. Boise is favored by 6.5 points, so just by a touchdown on the road. I think this should be a fun one. I think this is a good matchup. I don't think we need to make an official pick for this um, if you don't want to, but any thoughts, any opinions on this game?
I mean, if Boise is the team that we think they are, they should get it done.
You don't got any USF stocks?
I mean, Byron Brown is a good player, but I just don't really know much about this team. Like, it's
Yeah.
just such a crapshoot year after year with these G5s. I'm surprised he stayed, honestly. I thought he was going to hit the portal. Even
Um,
Boise is a lot of an unknown. They lost Ashton Genty. I mean,
right.
Maddox Madsen's back. I'm pretty sure they have a good running back, but I don't think they're going to be like last year.
No, I think they're definitely gonna take a step down too, which is why I think this game's gonna be a little bit interesting because I don't think they're gonna be as dominant as they were in the past. But and they got to go on the road in that Florida heat, coming from that altitude, um, where they're at. But let's keep it moving. We'll highlight Rutgers really quick because we are Rutgers homers at the end of the day. Our boys, our Scarlet Knights, they kick it off at home this week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Big Ten Network versus Ohio. Only favored by 14 and a half points. I don't love that. You got to beat those guys by like four tugs, but we'll see. They're nice. Their offensive line is pushing shit around in our dynasty. I mean, we played. We had a crazy game, and I was moving the ball on the ground against you. So I'm hoping that's that's a good preview of what it is in real life. Um, and we're able to run the ball because obviously losing Kyle guys sucks. They also lost a couple pieces on that defense as well, but let's go, Rutgers. Let's go, man.
Oh
Let's
my
be
goodness.
undefeated when Oregon comes into town. Can we do that?
I hope Rutgers is undefeated just so we could be the ones that makes our season come crashing down.
All right. Oregon never been to P-Way. They better get that belt. P-Way not sweet. It is not.
Oh my god.
It is not
This
sweet.
is so nasty from a Franklin dude, by the way. Talking about P-Way not sweet.
Oh,
This is new levels.
that's
This is
crazy.
new levels right here, y'all.
I gotta rep. I gotta rep the State University of New Jersey, man.
P-Way not sweet coming out the mouth of a Franklin guy.
Let's keep it moving, man. We got we we got an in-state rivalry. East Carolina on the road at NC State, 7 p.m. at ACC Network. We got some TPS affiliates affiliated at UCF this year, so we're going to be keeping an eye on them all season long. They kick off the season on Thursday as well. FCS opponent Jacksonville State. So good luck to the boys. Shout out to the gang and the
They in
squad.
Conference USA.
What's up?
Jack State is Conference USA now, or are they Sun Belt? They G5.
Yeah, yeah, I think they're G5.
Yeah, they moved up like
Did
a
I call
few
them
years ago.
FCS? My bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, no, yeah, they're definitely G5.
yeah. They
Uh,
didn't see USA because
yeah,
bro,
and they've
see
been G5 for a
USA.
while.
They are like 4 years, like 4 years. It hasn't been that long, but like half of CUSA used to be in the FCS like 5 years ago. Shit is crazy.
So we'd love to see, to be
Delaware,
honest.
Delaware, Florida International, Kennesaw. I'm pretty sure Liberty,
Liberty,
Missouri
yeah.
State for sure, and Sam Houston. Like that is so. That's like the conference is basically an FCS conference. I'm gonna be honest though, a lot of these teams shouldn't even be moving up. I feel like they just be moving up because they feel like they're gonna make more money. But in a lot of these instances, they killing the program.
I could agree with that for sure.
Like Kennesaw was a good program before they moved up, and then they fired the coach. Like
Who was a
y'all
good
fired
coach?
the yeah, y'all fired the coach that built the program because y'all moved up and y'all was losing. Like y'all don't have the same talent as everybody else. Of course they're gonna be losing. It's not like he don't know ball.
Right. No, he
You just
clearly
gotta
knows ball.
yeah, you just gotta get better talent. But that's a whole different subject.
Yeah. Um. All right. Duke kicks off their season on Thursday as well. They play host to Elon. Um. Anybody else of note? Yes. 9 p.m. on ESPN. Nebraska goes on the road to Cincinnati, where Nebraska is only a 7 point favorite. And I don't know if you guys remember. If you guys haven't listened to it yet, go back to our Big 12 tier list. I was caping for Cincinnati. I was trying to let y'all know before the season started. I think Cincinnati is going to be a good team this year in the Big 12. Obviously, Nebraska, some people have them pegged in the playoffs, so maybe this might be a game they're a little bit outmatched, but I think we'll see a good showing from Cincinnati, and maybe we'll see an upset. It's at Arrowhead Stadium, so it's a neutral environment. I know how you feel about those, Steph. I don't
I
love
mean,
them
I
either.
was you're higher on Cincinnati. I'm low on Nebraska, so I think we kind of have the same opinion, but just
Just
coming at
to
it from a
different
different
conclusions.
angle. Yeah,
Right.
because I don't really get all the Nebraska hype. I think people, I said it before,
I think it's Raiola.
just people expect, quarterback is back for another season. We've seen Matt Rule have a pretty big leap in year three at a program, going back to Temple and then Baylor. But I don't know, like I just have to see it. So I'm not picking. I didn't pick Nebraska to make the playoffs. I feel like they're gonna be like an eight win team, which would be solid for them. So I think they should beat Cincinnati, but it's not the kind of game where they should blow them out or anything. Like I think that's an appropriate spread, honestly.
I agree. Um, Sorry, 1 second. All right. I know. Yeah, agreed. I agree. Um, let's keep it moving though. Let's talk about Friday. Got a couple games on Friday. Michigan State, they kick off their season 7 p.m. on FS1 against Western Michigan. See if those boys can start their season. I know you're a little bit higher on them this year. I know we're both expecting them as well to go bowling. So got to start it off here with the cupcakes. Got to start it off with the cupcakes. The number 12 ranked team in the country, Illinois, fighting Illini. They kick off their season against Western Illinois at home. Um, some fun belt action. Is it fun? Is Charlotte in the fun belt? Sun belt?
I think so. They might be in the American.
Well, Duke's Mayo Classic, App State, Charlotte. App State's favored by 6.5 points. For you G5 sickos, that should be a solid game.
Yeah, Charlotte's in the American,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
App State is in the Sun Belt.
And then the night slate, we get a big matchup, a big test for an SEC team right off the rip. 8 p.m. on Fox. The Auburn Tigers go on the road to Waco, Texas to take on the Baylor Bears. And what I feel like is a super exciting week one matchup. And I feel like is worthy of a pick, an official pick. So, Steph, Auburn is favored by 2.5 points on the road. We got Auburn. We got Baylor. What are your thoughts? Who you taking?
Man, I don't really. I'm not really confident about this game. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go
Mm,
Auburn. I'm gonna go Auburn. I think I think they just have too many good players to lose this game, but who
I like that
knows?
take.
It's at Baylor, but I feel like at the same time, people might be giving Baylor a little bit too much hype. I feel like we've seen too many blunders from Baylor under Dave Aranda. So I don't know. I think Baylor might be better than last year, but I just think Auburn's got too many good players. They got too much talent. They got Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton. What's the D lineman's name? Um, that guy's a beast. You know his name.
Um,
That's
huh?
your rival. What's
Auburn's
the?
D lineman?
Yeah,
I can't think off the top of my head. I'm sure I know, but anyways, my pick.
Keldrick Falk.
Oh, Keldrick Falk.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
Sorry.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Keldrick Falk. Yeah, that dude's a beast. Like, there's just so many players like that on their team. So I just think they're not gonna be able to stop them.
I am actually gonna go with Baylor at home
To cover or to win.
to cover plus 2.5. I think they can win straight out. But yeah, I am just not a believer in Hugh Freeze or Auburn. I I don't know what could truly happen at that quarterback position with Jackson Arnold. I mean, yeah, he's a super talented guy. Obviously, he was ranked really highly, had an illustrious high school career. Um, but I just have to see it from him. And I think Baylor's defense is going to be their strength. and I think they're going to be able to throw some stuff at him, confuse him, and I think if he throws a couple interceptions, Auburn is not going to be good enough, especially not on defense, to keep Baylor like from. I don't think Baylor's going to light it up on offense either. But I think if Baylor gets up 10, 14 points, or if Baylor starts rolling, then things will get out of hand, and they're going to snowball this. I don't know. I don't like this on the road, but I agree with your take. Auburn is the
It is gonna
clearly
be tough, man.
Auburn's the clearly superior talented team. So I'm like having a hard, which is why I'm taking Baylor plus the points because if you've put a gun to my head and said bet a money line, okay, I'm gonna bet Auburn money line, but I'm
The
taking the
thing
spread with.
is,
Go ahead.
like, a lot of this is because we obviously don't trust Hugh Freeze. But I don't trust Dave Aranda either. It's not like he's coaching against Kyle Whittingham. You get what I'm saying? Like, I might pick Utah to beat them because I know Kyle Whittingham not gonna do nothing stupid during the game. I know that Kenny Dillingham not gonna do nothing stupid during the game. I don't trust Dave Aranda. We saw him blow the game against Colorado last year.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Like, I just don't trust him. So, in this game obviously doesn't make or break Baylor's season, but I think Auburn is going to get it
And
done.
same
I
with
think
Auburn.
I think I think Auburn. See, the problem is Auburn has a lot of players with a lot to prove. They know that they have better people than last year. You got Jackson Arnold. We know he's talented. Um, like I said, Ken Coleman, Eric Singleton, Keldrick Falk. So they either could play up to their potential, or all that can kind of get to their head and they kind of just fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
Which is it going to be? Because I've said it before. I feel like Auburn is a team that can go 5-7 or 9-3. The there's a pretty big margin between how their season can go, possibly, in my opinion. So and beating Baylor in week one is going to be a big
That's
factor in
yeah.
how their season goes, because once you get into the SEC schedule, it's going to get tough. You might lose
Yeah.
a close one, and you're going to wish you beat Baylor week one so you can have a 8, 9, 10 win season. So
Yeah. Right. I think this is going to be a great game. Super entertaining. This is going to be physical, both sides of the ball. I think it might be a little sloppy. Maybe some coaching malpractice from either side at some points, but that all makes for an entertaining game for neutral viewers like me and you. Obviously, Auburn and Baylor fans, get your drinks ready because I'm sure you're going to need a couple watching this one, but it'll be entertaining. It'll be fun, and I'm excited. Another very compelling game. Um, a game that we're not going to pick because I don't think it's as close as this last game, but Georgia Tech, they head over to Folsom Field to take on the Boulder, Colorado Buffaloes. Go Buffs. Georgia Tech's only favored by 4.5 points, which seems a little bit low to me. But Dion does have his Colorado team coming off of another solid year. Um, what do you think? I think Georgia Tech should probably roll this game, but obviously Vegas thinks different, and maybe I'm a little bit lower on Colorado than I should be.
yeah, I'm going with Georgia Tech. I think they're going to be more physical. We know what type of offense they run. Haynes King is going to be back. Yeah, we know Caden Salter is a good player, but he's moving up a level. You know, this is week one against a tough opponent. Um, I trust Georgia Tech. I trust Coach Key during the game as well, like managing the game. Not that I don't trust Dion, because I don't think Dion's had any blunders or anything like that, any crazy, boneheaded decisions or anything like that. So um, I think this game is probably going to be a little close, but I'm going with Georgia Tech to get the win.
Yeah, I'd agree. I just think Georgia Tech returns again. They're one of those teams that return a lot. They're physical. They have an identity already established. Colorado, a team that is replacing some key players, Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. Obviously, those are two guys that you can't just replace in 1 year or with one player, right? You're going to need the whole unit, the whole team to pick up on that production. And that might take some time. And so to play against a team like Georgia Tech, who some have as a potential ACC sleeper team, maybe for the championship, that could be tough, especially if Georgia Tech is going to live up to what we believe they're going to be in the trenches, especially on that offense side of the ball. But all right, that'll wrap it up for our 2 weekday games. Let's kick it on over to Saturday, the meat and the potatoes, where it all happens. And right away, we're making a pick. 12 p.m. Big noon kickoff. We got Texas heading back to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Buckeyes. Ohio State is a favorite by 1.5 at home. Steph, what is your pick?
This is tough. This is tough. Both teams have two new quarterbacks, a lot of new pieces. Ohio State probably has the best two players in the country. It's in Ohio State, right?
It is at Ohio State.
It's gonna be tough, man. You know, Arch Manning does have more playing experience than Julian's saying, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna
I
go with
Here, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go with Ohio State to get the win. It's gonna be close though. This game might be crazy, but it's just gonna be so so wild in that environment. You know, the fans are gonna be everybody's ready for the season to start. This is week one. This is one of the biggest matchups of the year. I'm gonna go with Ohio State by 1 point.
All right, I maybe it's our bias showing. You're going with your Big Ten affiliate. I'm gonna go with Texas. I
Oh, so you're accepting them as a member of the SEC now?
not not until they win it,
I mean,
but
when's the last time Florida won it?
before Texas, touche, exactly.
Texas was not in the league.
I
So the
know
last time,
that's my
so the
point.
last time, the last time y'all won the league was when the league was in a different configuration.
Like I was saying, we gonna win
Have
it this year.
mercy.
We
Lord have
again, we gonna
mercy.
win it this year. But like I was saying, I'm going with Texas, man. I think Texas is just too good. Arch Manning, sure, he hasn't started or whatever. He's been in the program. He's been in the system. He's been in with Steve Sarkisian now for 3 years. He knows his offense. He knows his team. He's been to all these stadiums now. He got that deer in headlights moment out the way last year at Georgia. Um, he got that starting experience in the SEC against Mississippi State. Um, I think he's ready to go. He shouldn't skip a beat. He's been healthy as far as I know. Texas is loaded. Ryan Wingo out there out wide. He's a superstar. A lot of people are not talking about him as one of the top receivers in the country. I think we all will be pretty soon. They got depth at running back. They got the one of the best O lines, and then that defense is if it's anywhere close to what it was last year, they're going to be great. Um, Ohio State, I think they just Julian saying this might be his deer in headlights moment. Yeah, he'll be at home. Yes, Ohio State is uber talented around him, and at any moment, Jeremiah Smith could just decide that he is going to win the game. So I think that's why the spread is so close. But I like Texas a little bit more. I don't think it's a big difference between these two teams. They're two of the top three, two of the top two in the country. This game obviously can go either way. It's a coin flip. I think agree it's going to be a crazy ass game. I think it's going to be super high level. Again, I like Julian saying I think he's going to be a high level quarterback. So I think there's a chance that he does come out and he's slinging this. And Ohio
Yeah.
State looks just like Ohio State looks. To be honest, I mean this kid was a 5 star, one of the top rated. Like I'm telling you, this Julian saying kid is a good player. Um, so yeah, I think this is going to be a high level college football game. I don't think it's we're going to see as super sloppy play like we're going to see in some of the week one games.
Oh
I think
yeah,
both of
yeah.
these, yeah, I think both of these two teams are going to be locked in. Um, and I love games like this because again, I think both teams really want to win this game, but it doesn't derail either of their seasons. Um, Winning or losing this game, this is out of conference matchup. They both can go on to win their own league, and have one loss or two losses and win their own league. So I think that also plays a little bit into it as well. But I think that's super cool. So
I think
yeah,
a matchup to watch is the Texas O line versus Ohio State D line because we know Ohio State lost a lot of guys on that defensive front, and Texas lost one of their starting tackles for the season. So just pay attention to that because that might be the matchup that decides the game.
for sure. Let's keep it moving through this noon 12 p.m. slate. A pretty compelling matchup, and one that we're not going to make a pick for, but I'm going to call my shot, and I'm going to call for the upset, or at least I'm going to say is a lock, is noon ABC in Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We got the Aflac kickoff. Syracuse, Tennessee, where Tennessee is currently favored by 13 and a half points, 2 touchdowns over Syracuse. I'm telling you right now, if Syracuse doesn't win that game, they'll at least cover that spread. I believe in Steve Angeli. I think he's a good quarterback. I think, again, when we talked about Notre Dame in the ACC tier list, what we saw from him in that national championship game wasn't national. No, it wasn't the Natty. It was
It was the semis.
the semis. What we saw from him in the semis, where he came in and he just so calmly and smoothly guided them in that 2 minute situation. That wasn't like he has to come in and there's 13 minutes left in the first quarter. Like, no, this guy was in a crunch time situation trying to help his team win an important football game. And he came in and I almost started saying crazy stuff like keep Riley Leonard out. Like, not actually, but actually. So yeah, I think this kid is super talented. I think Fran Brown is a dog of a coach. I think he's proven it over and over again. I think Syracuse proved it last year. Obviously, they lost a lot, especially the key being their quarterback who threw for 5,000 yards last year. But like I said, I believe in Steve Angeli. I believe in what Fran Brown does with his team and that defense. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to have weapons on the outside. And Tennessee, I feel the exact opposite with them right now. I don't believe in their quarterback. I don't believe in Josh Heupel right now. I don't believe in the talent on that defense. I don't think Tennessee's going to be like roll over. Like I think Tennessee's going to play ball, and they're favored for a reason. But I think this is a chance for Syracuse to put the world on notice that they're a true top 25 team and maybe a contender for the ACC again, like they were last year.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, before the whole Nico Yamaleva situation happened, I think this would have been an easy pick to pick
For sure.
Tennessee. But I think I'm gonna pick Syracuse to cover.
Yeah. We're not going to be counted for that official pick. So if Tennessee wins by 28 next week, it doesn't matter. This segment never happened.
I think Syracuse is gonna play them tough
I agree for sure.
because I just don't think that Tennessee is gonna be able to do much on offense. Honestly, like Joey Aguilar is like he was an okay G5 quarterback. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't he wasn't really all that. So
No, he was okay.
I
He
don't
wasn't
I don't
horrible, but
yeah, he wasn't horrible, but I don't understand how he's going to be better stepping up in competition.
for sure. But yeah, those are the two main games you should keep an eye out in that noon slate. A few other matchups as well, but none that really pique our interest or are worth really discussing. Um, let's keep it moving. Let's go closer to the 3 p.m. window at 2:30 p.m. Indiana, ranked 20th. They kick off their season. They have a cupcake game against Old Dominion, although Old Dominion has been known to knock a couple teams off. So I don't expect that to happen anyways. At 3 p.m., Louisville, they kick off their season. They play against Eastern Kentucky. Penn State plays at 3:30 p.m. against Nevada. Georgia, they play against Marshall on ESPN at 3:30. And then I guess the big 3:30 game, and I put big in parentheses because I don't even think this is a game worth really making a pick official because I think we're both going to just make the same pick regardless. But yeah, Alabama, they travel to Doak Campbell Stadium to take on the Tallahassee, Florida State Seminoles. Alabama's currently favored by 13 and a half by 2 touchdowns on the road. This game is on ABC. Again, I think Florida State should probably be improved. I mean, they were 2-10. They were horrible.
Yeah,
So
3-9 is improvement.
right, literally. So I think they should be improved, but I think we both expect Alabama to be really good this year.
Yeah, I feel like this spread is too low. I
That's
feel like
low,
the
right?
spread should be like 20.
But I guess,
Yo, Florida State sucks.
they got
Like,
opened up. They did some renovations to their stadium, so they feeling themselves. It's gonna be packed in there.
but
Maybe they
didn't
feel
they like
like
ruin the seating or something?
say that again.
Didn't they like ruin the seating or something?
They did remove some seats. I wouldn't. I don't
I'm
know if
pretty
they
sure
ruined
they
it.
took out. I think they took out seats that are literally like in the middle on the bottom, and
I know they
like
took
put one of those like indoor outdoor type situations, like
something like
some
that.
BS. Yeah,
I,
that's what I'm pretty sure that's what they did. Like, Florida State is just an unserious program. They don't want their fans to be involved with the game and to be right there or close to the team. Like they unserious, man. They can't hire a coach that knows how to recruit. Um, they can't really do anything. I mean, they got a midget at quarterback out the portal. They getting rejects from other teams to be coordinators. Like Gus Malzahn in 2025. What are we doing, man? That man had what one good year at freaking. That man had one good year at Auburn, and y'all still people in the media still be dick riding this man for something that he did 15 years ago. 2013 Auburn. Look, I love 2013 Auburn. That was a long time ago. That was the BCS era,
I was in high school.
bro. That was the beginning of my high school. That wasn't even like the end of high school. I was a freshman in 2013. Come on now, what are we doing? Like stop talking. Like these people need to stop talking about Gus Malzahn like he's this freaking genius. Like, look, and I'm not trying to shit on the man like he's an accomplished coach, but he's also had a lot of blunders as a coach. Like, let's stop acting like this man resume flawless. Like you had a few good
Yeah.
seasons at Auburn, 20 to what, 2012, 2013, 14. But that train went down quick. And for the most part, it was bad over there. So I don't understand why people think like, this dude has not done anything good in recent years and they hire him as the OC. Like you went to UCF, catastrophic failure. Y'all went 4-8 with a team that had good players on it. There was no reason for UCF to go 4-8 last year because you stink at coaching. Like it's not the BCS era anymore. It's a different era. So I think we see a lot of teams, a lot of guys nowadays, don't adjust to the times and how they change in this sport. Like this is not the same thing that we grew up watching. You know, it's just you got to operate differently. We got NIL and the transfer portal now. You can't stack talent at teams just because you're a name brand and you won something 50 years ago. A 16-year-old don't want to hear that no more. So
As a Florida Gator fan, I can attest that Stefan's statement is 100% true. They don't want to hear that. They don't care about that. Like, real quick, just to go off on a little side tangent, I follow recruiting, obviously close for the Florida Gators, and just like reading some of these articles and hearing like what some of these kids are saying about the Gators, or like say about the Gators. It's not like bad necessarily, but just they talk about like what Florida used to be or what they were once. Like it's not what Florida is still, and it's true. Like you mentioned earlier, when was the last time we won the SEC? Last time we even were in the SEC championship game was 2020. What was that? 5 years ago now at this point, almost half a decade
yeah,
before we even had a chance at it, and that was we didn't even win it. So yeah, I get that, and I get exactly your point on that. Where these teams, these coaches, some of them are kind of holding on to the past, and that's going to resonate with some guys. Um, but no, it's especially with this new, with all the social media and stuff. Is what have you done for me lately, compared to what have you done before? So
right. And even if a team won something before, if it's not under the current regime, it's completely irrelevant. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand, like fans, things like that. Like even in Florida State case, you could say, okay, but Mike Norvell went 13-0, won the conference or whatever. Their quarterback got hurt, so they didn't make the playoffs. That's fine. but they had a shitty year after that because they didn't reload that roster. They did not have people that were ready to step up on that roster. They did not. They relied on the transfer portal when you can't rely on that, and they ended up in disaster. They gutted the whole coaching staff besides the head coach. And you see that with a lot of teams. It's like it might be a story program, but did the current coach win anything? No. So
Oh,
fans
yeah.
need to stop acting like that matters when the current coach did not win anything. Like for example, like USC. USC won a national championship before 2010. Their coach was Pete Carroll. How many head coaches ago was that? Like, you get what I'm saying? So why do people act like that matters compared to what's going on now? It
Yeah.
doesn't.
One last thing I'll say about Florida State before we move on. I think not enough people are talking about it, but I think Mike Norvell is fired by the end of the season. That's my hot take. I don't think. I think
I don't
Florida
think they
State.
can fire him.
I know they just extended him literally 2 years ago.
I don't think they
I
have the
still
money
think
to
they.
fire him.
I think they're gonna fire his ass. They'll figure it out. They'll go broke to
I
do it.
think they want to. I think they wanted to last year.
I think if they're knowing Florida State's fan base, I think if they're anywhere close to 2-10, if they 3-9, and we're talking about that's improvement. We say that as a joke. I think his ass is gone. I think if they don't go
He
bowling,
should be. He
no, I
should be
agree. And
gone.
I hear what you're saying. So I would love for them to be stuck with him as a Florida Gator fan. I mean, if they're too broke to fire him, that's my dream.
No, the
But
man cannot recruit.
no, he can't do anything.
The
He
man
can't do
cannot
shit.
recruit,
He
bro.
can't
It's
develop. He
crazy.
can't recruit. What can he do? Yeah. So Alabama by a million is basically that's all that to say that. Let's let's keep it moving. Um, 3:30 p.m. on Fox. Iowa State has a little cupcake game against South Dakota at home. Your Ducks kick off their season 4 p.m. on the Big Ten Network against Montana State. Anything in specific you're looking forward to in this one?
Um, I think we should roll them. I think, especially after what happened last year, um, the coaches are definitely gonna emphasize, coming out strong and really putting this type of game away early. And Montana State, they lost a lot from last year due to graduation and the transfer portal. So I don't think they're gonna be, this threat to really do anything to us. So I expect the score to be like 42-10 or something like that.
For
We
sure.
should get some. We should get the backups in there. Like it's week one. We should. I just hope that.
Who's one young guy you want to see show out in that game who may not maybe make an impact in the Big Ten or might, but you know for sure will play in this game because of the score. Either side of the ball, it doesn't matter.
Mm, I want to see either Dewan Riggs or De'Aaron Hill get the ball on offense. They're two younger running backs, so maybe one of them will get some carries.
For
And
sure.
I want to see on defense. It's tough because Trey McNutt broke his leg, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Brandon Finney, the five-star freshman,
Nice.
corner.
Corner.
There's somebody else that I'm trying to remember that's a safety or something. But yeah, somebody, I think there's a lot of young talent that I think can get in the game and play.
Yep. It'll be good to see Dante Moore too take the field, even if it's for only a drive or two or just a quarter or whatever. See him air the ball out and another year in that system, another year with that offense. Um, should be fun. Moving along throughout into the 7 p.m. slate. At 6 p.m. first, though, Oklahoma kicks off their season. They got a cupcake game at home against Illinois State. A lot of people are expecting big things from them, including myself. So it all starts week one. Um, and then at 7 p.m., my Florida Gators take on Long Island University. Didn't even know they had a football program. Um, yeah, man, I'm excited for the Gators to play. Um, obviously, I don't think we'll
Why
be
are
seeing
y'all
much.
playing Long Island?
So we were supposed to be playing FAMU, but then they pulled out literally like the beginning of this year or something like that. And obviously, a lot of these games, a lot of these schedules are made years in advance, and so we didn't have any. I guess Long Island was the only team
Y'all
available.
going to hell. Y'all going to
No,
hell.
no, it's bad. I was looking at like their roster picture today. Like I'm like this should not
Yeah,
like
I
no
was
like
looking at them
no
too.
no
I
offense,
was,
no
I was
offense.
looking at
This
them
is
too.
literally the worst team to ever walk into the swamp
I
in the
was, I was,
history of college football.
I
Like
was looking at
no,
it too. Because a while ago, I was just looking at, the schedules and stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, Long Island, what the hell?
Oh man, I don't even think Long Island's in Long Island. I think it's in Brooklyn or something like that too. That's the craziest
Oh
part.
my
Or
goodness.
Queens or something. I don't even know.
In New
Anyways,
York and college football, it just don't mix. It just don't mix. Although there was that one year with Stony Brook is in New York State or is that in Connecticut? Because one time Stony Brook went to Alton and they was giving us trouble. That was under Crystal Ball bum ass.
I don't. I know Stony Brook is like tri-state around there, but I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, I forgot if it's in New York State or Connecticut, but yeah, Stony Brook, Lord have mercy.
But yeah,
Long Island,
I'm excited for the Gators. Excited to see DJ Lagway. I don't think we'll see much of him. Same like I just said with Dante Moore. I think we'll only see maybe a drive or two. Maybe we
you'll see
won't
at
see
least
him
a
at
half.
all.
You'll see at least a half. You'll see at least a
Not.
half.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You'll see at least a half. I think you're
We
gonna
might
see a
not see
half.
him at all, to be
It
honest,
depends, bro. It depends. Yo, Long Island might give you that belt.
bro. Brother, brother. I was looking. So I was listening to a podcast, and they made a point, and they were talking about how on special teams, on our kick coverage, our three right gunners are like, or three of our, yeah, three of the gunners on the right, because that's what they're called, right? All the guys that line up on the right. I don't know what they're
um,
called.
I don't remember. The
Anyways, well,
Gunners
three of them
are the guys that run down on punt.
are like some of our outside linebackers and like linebackers that have speed. Like obviously not they're not all the way on the outside, but like they're towards in the middle near the kicker. And then I was just thinking about those guys, and I'm thinking about the walk-on true freshman that plays special teams for Long Island University. Yeah, no, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Um, but yeah, I'm just really looking to see some of the young guys show out. That freshman trio of our receivers that we have: Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown, Nashawn Montgomery. Looking for all those guys to make some plays on the defense side of the ball. Um,
But we should have had
I need
Dallas
some. Of,
Wilson.
I need some of our safeties to really. Lagonza Hayward and Drake Stubbs. I think our safety depth is a bit of an issue coming into the season. Our two starters, Jordan Castell and Bryce Thornton, I'm very happy with. I think those are actually two of the better safeties in the conference. But after them, I definitely think it gets tough. Not tough. After them, it's true freshmen. And safety is one of those positions where it's tough to play as a true freshman. Just you have to know a lot to play to play safety. It's not like a DN where you just got to go rush the passer, or you're not like a wide receiver where you just got to know your route tree or a couple routes. Like as a safety, you're responsible for not giving up touchdowns pretty much. Um, and so to have two true freshmen backing up our safeties, it's a little bit nervous. Now, obviously, one of those guys was a 5-star, the other guy a highly rated 4-star. So they're super talented, and they both are physically ready to play in the SEC. But I want to see them get some experience. I want to see them make some plays. That'll make me feel better about the defense as a whole. But yeah, there's no spread even listed for this game, and I think
Oh
I think
my
that's right.
goodness.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
don't.
spread should be like 60.
Yeah, no, no. Genuinely, I think I'll be a little bit disappointed if you don't put like 70 points on them.
Is there an over under?
No. There's nothing
There's
listed. Every other
no.
game has a listing, except for
There's
this
got to be
game.
a line on this game.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure if we looked on FanDuel or something, there would be. But um, I'm on ESPN right now, and they don't have anything listed right now. And yeah, so I really just hope everybody. My biggest thing I'm looking for is health and safety for everybody involved, not just the Florida players, but for the Long Island players as well. I just
Yeah,
want
that's all you can ask for in
seriously
this
a clean
tournament.
game, good football. Everybody gets some good reps in, and everybody goes home safe and healthy. So yeah, not much else to really break down and talk about for my Florida Gators when it comes to Week 1. But let's keep it moving. Kansas State They look to bounce back after their week 0 loss against North Dakota. Um, should be an easy one for them. And then at 7 p.m. on ESPN UTSA, they travel on the road to Kyle Field, take on Texas A&M. A&M 24 and a half point favorite. Um, what else we got on the 7 p.m. slate? Nothing really too notable
No, what about
up
Clemson and
until
LSU?
7:30. Say that again.
I was saying, what about Clemson and LSU?
Yeah, I was scrolling and I was seeing all the 7 o'clock games, and then right as I said that, I got to the 7:30 slate.
There's I'm like that's the other big game of the week. I'm like, I know you're not about to miss that one.
Yes. Um, the next big game of the week, our next official pick that we will make here, that is LSU on the road in the other Death Valley to take on
Is it the real Death? Which one's the real Death Valley? Before you
who are
get
the
to
real
there.
Tigers and which one's the real Death Valley.
Yeah, both Tigers, both Death Valley.
We're about to find out. Steph, Clemson is currently favored by 4 points at home. How you feeling? What you going with?
I'm going with Clemson. I
To
don't know if
cover?
they cover, but I feel like they're gonna win the game. I think I can trust them. I can trust Dabo. I can trust their culture. I can trust Clemson. I don't trust Brian Kelly. We know they got talent. We know they got good players, but we just seen them blow it every time. And then there's the week one thing where they've lost a week one matchup like 5 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah, they've never won a week one game with Brian Kelly. I'm pretty sure because they've always had a big matchup. Remember they lost to USC. They lost to Florida State in 2023.
Oh yeah, true.
Like they've never won a week one game.
Damn. Yeah, I'm with you though. I like Clemson -4. I think I think they're the better team in general overall, but I just think similar to what you said, it's hard to trust not only Brian Kelly but Garrett Nussmeier. I've seen this guy go into a hostile environment and forget how to play quarterback. I don't have high stocks in him at all. I don't think he's terrible, but I don't expect him to be enough to get LSU over the hump. And again, while LSU's defense has been steadily improving over the years, I think their secondary is going to be much better. And obviously, they have a freak in Harold Perkins. I just still don't trust that defense at all. And defense wins championships. And while this is just week one and we're nowhere close to the championship, I think LSU stumbles here on the road. I think Clemson is just the more complete team week one.
No, this is it's a little off topic, but this is so crazy. I've been looking for like betting on the Florida Long Island game. There's really nothing. Like I even went on Caesar Sportsbook, and they don't even have the game available to bet on. This is so crazy. And y'all know I'm not even a gambler, but like I just think this is so interesting that they don't even have the option to bet on this game. That just tells me they don't have any information on this team.
Yeah, no, they don't. I think the team I think it is a new program. It is a new team. Um, I don't. Yeah, I've seen Long Island play Rutgers in lacrosse this year. I was there in person to watch that game. Um,
But
but
they a lot of times they don't have it for FCS teams in general because they have all the games even against G5s.
right,
Because I'm be honest, if you're betting on G5 football, you're a
you're
sicko. You
sick.
might need help. You
Yeah,
might need help.
love the number 1-800
You
gambler
you really might need help if you're betting on G5 football. But
for sure.
but like they don't. I don't think they have like FCS
Yeah, no.
um
This is also
football.
not a matchup that should really be taking place. Like again, this was not the schedule. This was not scheduled. This was just because of FAMU doing what they did. Even Florida State, I mean Florida versus FAMU would have been an ass whooping. But my point is, this is a
Yeah,
little bit unfortunate. I
they
think
just
this is
don't
a
even
little bit
have
unfortunate.
FCS. Because
Yeah,
I'm even searching some FCS team. They don't have it.
yeah. So let's keep it moving though. We both take Clemson -4. Michigan, they kick off their quest for a bounce back at 7:30 p.m. They just named Bryce Underwood officially as their starting QB. They take on New Mexico at home on NBC and Peacock. Um, It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Bryce Underwood obviously garnering and gaining a lot of hype, well deserved. He's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete, but college football is a whole different ball game. And we were just talking about how hard it is to play safety as a true freshman. You could times that by 5, times 10 when you're talking about playing quarterback, especially playing quarterback in the Big Ten, especially playing quarterback in the Big Ten at a university like Michigan. So good luck to the kid. Um, it'll be interesting to see how he plays. I think this is a good tune-up first game for him. I think this is one of the few times we will see a kid like him. Maybe he might play a whole first quarter, a whole first half, because I think he's going to need to get these reps in to get them himself ready for Big Ten play. Texas Tech, they kick off their season as well, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. They're taking on Arkansas Pine Bluff, so they should wax that ass. But yeah, Texas Tech is another team that a lot of people are picking to win the Big 12, to potentially go to the playoffs, to be a sleeper team. Starts week 1. It'll be interesting to see that new look team that Mark McGuire has. Mark McGuire. Um, that's the baseball player,
Bro,
right?
the baseball player that got
It's,
banned from the Hall of Fame for
it's
steroids.
steroids. He hit all them home runs, and now he's coaching college football.
Yo, it was the
Imagine.
steroid era. They gotta let that man in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Oh man,
Just let all the steroid dudes in the Hall of Fame for
baseball
real.
is such an interesting sport. Like
I know,
I,
right?
when I was a kid, I didn't really watch baseball, but I would say like 2017, I really started getting deep into baseball. And like now that I've been watching it for a while, I'm like learning more about the lore and stuff. That whole era is just insane. Like
Yo, they
dudes were
gotta
just
let them in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not even in favor of using steroids in sports, but like if everybody was using it, then to me
everybody
it's
was
even.
juicing, bro.
Yeah, like if everybody's using it, then to me it's even. They gotta let them in the Hall of Fame. Like
Baseball is the ultimate. Like I'm
just
gonna
put an
push
asterisk next to it.
I'm gonna push
Steroid
I'm
era.
gonna push every boundary. I'm gonna cheat as much as I can without actually
Oh
cheating or
yeah,
cheating in
yeah.
sport. Like there's so much cheating and so much like little
What's
things
the
that
stuff
goes
they
on
be
in
putting on the
baseball.
ball? What's the stuff
Yeah,
they
I
be putting
mean
on the ball?
they can't anymore. Obviously, like the gloves and their hands and their jerseys and the
Yeah,
uniforms are
did it
tracked
just
after
get
any
banned
inning.
like
Yeah, yeah, they
years
have
ago?
measures now, but still, like the sign stealing and that happens in college football too, obviously, in football and not just college football and all other sports. But yeah, man, interesting. Baseball is so interesting. Baseball is so cool. I love it. Let's keep it moving though. We're talking about college football here. Um, Ole Miss, they kick off their season 7:45 p.m. on the
I still don't
SEC
know who you
network.
meant to talk about.
Um, Texas Tech's coach, McGuire.
Sarkeesian? Oh no no
Texas
no.
Texas
That's
Tech.
Texas
McGuire.
Tech. Oh, see, I
I
was
called
thinking
him.
A&M too. I was thinking A&M Mike
Oh
Elko.
no, that's
Too many Texas teams.
yeah. We
One
talked
team
about
per
A&M.
state.
A&M plays whoever they play.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
play
we
a
talked
cupcake
about it.
too.
It's too many. We should
UTSA.
get one team per state. Too many of y'all, man.
Flagships only.
Yeah, yeah.
No directional schools. No state schools.
No techs and states and A&Ms and
Oh
once
man.
the titles get too long, they gotta cut that down.
The Easterns and the Northerns and the
Yeah, yeah.
um
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
right. All right. At this point, it is 8 p.m. on Saturday. It's not really any matchups in that slate. At 9 p.m. on the ACC network, SMU, they kick off their season against East Texas A&M. You see what I mean? Like abolished East Texas A&M. They're not even like they can't even be like Texas A&M is obviously already Texas A&M. So now they're East Texas? No. No.
We went from Texas A&M to East Texas A&M.
Abolish that program right now. Um what else we got? Arizona State, they kick off their season in some Big 12 after dark action against Northern Arizona, 10 p.m. on ESPN Plus. What else we got after dark? We got California on the road going against Oregon State, 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. Oregon State is favored by 2 points, so it should be a pretty competitive and interesting game there. 10:30 p.m. on TNT HBO Max. We got 1-0 Hawaii traveling to take on Arizona. Obviously, Arizona. but a super disappointing season last year, looking to kind of bounce back. And they are favored by 17.5 points here in this game at home. So all seems to be well. But I think the marquee after dark matchup, and this is a good one. This is an 11 p.m. Eastern kickoff
Jesus
on
Christ.
Fox. So,
That game not ending till 3 in the morning.
but it'll give you something to watch while you're laying in bed and have. If you those like to have their TV running that night, this is the perfect game for you. We got Utah on the road going to the Rose Bowl to take on the Pasadena, California. What are they? The Bruins?
Yeah.
Bruins, UCLA Bruins. Utah is favorited by 6 points right now. I know a lot of people are much higher on Utah this year than they have been over the past couple years now that they have kind of moved on from that Cam Rising saga. But UCLA kind of maybe outperformed some of people's expectations last year, and now they're adding a quarterback like Nico, who should raise their floor and their ceiling. And again, keyword should. I don't know if he will, but I think this turns out to be a pretty compelling matchup. Um, I don't know if we have to make a pick on it, but you can give me your thoughts on it because I know you probably do have a couple thoughts on this game.
I think Utah should win the game and cover. What was the spread? Utah by
-6, so a
7?
touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think Utah should cover. I think honestly I'm more confident in their quarterback than Nico. I mean, at least we know what type of quarterback Devin Dampier is.
Hmm.
So I'm confident in what he does. Not saying he's just gonna be better than Nico or anything like that, but I'm confident in him. I'm confident in coaching. You know, I'm a big fan of Coach Whittingham and what he's done over his career. So like we just know like we know what we get from Utah year after year, and I can trust them to beat the teams that they should be, or at least give themselves the opportunity. So I'm rolling with the Utes.
All right. On the Big Ten Network, also at 11 p.m., another late kick. Colorado State travels to take on Washington. Um, but yeah, that will do it for the Saturday slate. But the beautiful thing about week one college football is that there is no NFL yet. And that means we get Sunday night and Monday night college football. So let's kick it over and talk about those three games that'll be taking place on those 2 days. 3 p.m., we get our first look at South Carolina at the Aflac kickoff in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where they're going to take on Virginia Tech. South Carolina is currently favored by 8 points. I think that's a little low. I think they're probably two
You think
scores.
so?
Yeah, I think they're probably two scores better than Virginia Tech. Again, I think I'm higher on Lenore Sellers than you are. I think this kid's going to take off.
Mm, I
No?
like Lenore Sellers.
Okay, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think South Carolina's gonna be fine. I think their defense again, their defensive line is gonna dominate Virginia Tech's offensive line. Gonna be in the backfield all day. I don't think Virginia Tech's gonna be able to do much on offense. And then I think South Carolina maybe not is gonna score 50 points, but all they need is 24. I don't think Virginia
Yeah.
Tech's. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I don't think they need to score that much to beat VT. So I think I
no.
agree with you. Like I see them winning by 2 or 3 scores, but I don't
I
think
mean
their
maybe I'm
scores
sleeping
get
on
too
VTech a little
crazy.
bit.
Eh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't love Brent Pry and what he got going on over there. But
I mean, they've just been a disappointment year after year.
yeah. Um Let's make a pick though, and this will be our last pick of the week. Another top 10 matchup. We got a big one here. We got Notre Dame going on the road at 7:30 on ABC to take on Miami and the Hurricanes. Notre Dame is favored by 2.5 points. What are your thoughts about this matchup? What are your thoughts about this game? How do you see it all playing out?
Notre Dame cover. Miami's home environment is basically non-existent. They fans don't even show up. Don't trust Mario Cristobal. I trust Marcus Freeman. Um, I think Notre Dame is going to be a good team this year and make the playoffs. And I think Miami is going to flop. So I'm going with Notre Dame. Win and cover.
So I actually think Miami's going to be good this year to an extent.
Well,
I
when I say flop, I
I
think
know.
Miami's going to still go like 8-4 or 9-3. I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's what I say when I mean flop in regards to Miami.
right. I'm pretty sure I have Miami. Let me 1 second. Yeah, I got Miami as my 10 seed in my playoffs, so
I
I
put
think they're gonna.
SMU right.
I think so. I have to find the one that I haven't written down for you, but I don't remember off the top.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I picked SMU and Clemson to make it from the ACC.
I don't. I still don't think it's gonna be enough to beat a team like Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame um, is going to win this game, but I think it's going to be extremely close. I think both of these teams are gonna kind of look similar. I think Notre Dame's defense might be a little bit of ahead of Miami's defense, which I think is going to give them the edge. But I don't know. Maybe I'm off base on this, but I feel like both of these teams are going to want to play similarly, like lean heavy on the run game, and then defend their asses off. And so that makes me feel like it's going to be a close, low scoring, maybe a little bit of a sloppy game, or some turnovers are going to happen here or there. Um, but yeah, I still think Notre Dame has enough to just edge out Miami. I don't think home field really makes a difference. Like you mentioned, Miami's home field environment is pretty much non-existent. They've been a little bit better, so they've been filling up the lower bowl a little bit more recently. But I mean, yeah, they need to have some shame over in that rented stadium. That rented stadium.
Yeah. What
Um,
kind of team don't even have a stadium on campus? Not a serious one.
Not a serious one. You know their indoor practice facility isn't even a full 100 yards. It's like 40-yard little facility they
Oh
have.
my goodness. This team. This is
And
why
then
UCF is the best program in Florida.
didn't UCF get waxed by the Florida Gators last year? Just last year?
First of all, Florida Gators, y'all need to figure out how to at least make it to the conference championship before you start trying to
Okay,
be the best team in
okay,
Florida.
okay, okay,
Because
okay.
UCF has a more recent national
They
championship than
don't.
all of y'all Florida teams. Florida, Florida
Because
State, FAMU. What?
if they got one, if they got a more recent natty than us, they definitely got a more recent natty than y'all.
We're not talking about us because we know we the best team. We the best team in our state. I know the bar's a
I
little low with
mean,
that one,
I
but
hope so. I'd hope so.
we the best team in our state. So I'm not worried about that. We the best team on the West Coast, mind you.
Yeah, y'all still got that right now. Y'all still got that right now.
Right now, and as long as the earth is turning.
Let's get to this last game, man. Let's get to this last game. Monday Night Football, 8 p.m. on ESPN. We got TCU headed to Chapel Bill to take on North Carolina and the Fighting Bill Belichick's. TCU is actually favored by 3 points on the road in this game. It's not an official pick, but do you expect anything from this game, or are you excited for this game at all? Do you have any question marks you're looking to get answered, or
Yeah,
this is
question
just
mark. North Carolina's entire team.
yeah,
Like everything. Just want to see what this team looks like. And I'm glad it's on Monday because then we could really just focus on that one game and not be trying to flip back and forth between a bunch of stuff. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see. It's funny how what was it, TCU played Colorado when it was Dion's first game, and now they're playing Bill Belichick in his first game in North Carolina.
all right, that will do it for our week 1 preview. Real quick, we made 4 picks: Auburn versus Baylor. Steph took Auburn. I took Baylor. Texas versus OSU. I took Texas. Steph, you took OSU. LSU at Clemson. We both took Clemson. And then Notre Dame at Miami. We both took Notre Dame. Let's now transition to Clown of the Week. I don't even have to ask if you have one because I know you do. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about the same thing here. So
Yeah, I
let's
figured. I
let's
figured.
play the music. It's everyone's favorite segment. It is Clown of the Week. Stefan, take it away. I know we got the same one. So,
So yeah, they was over there in Ireland making us look bad, and by us I mean Americans. So for those of y'all that don't know, there was a little scuffle that happened after the game between Kansas State and Iowa State in Ireland. It was some friendly fire going on. So the reports came out that Avery Johnson's dad, so Avery Johnson is the quarterback of Kansas State, and the report came out that his dad was fighting his brother. So this was a father and son fighting each other. The brother and father of quarterback Avery Johnson. And I don't know what they could have possibly been fighting about in that moment. Maybe somebody was drinking, things like that. Who knows? It just got out of control. They was kind of rolling around in a puddle, so I thought that was nasty. I'm like, that was my main thing. I'm like, y'all rolling around in a damn puddle on the ground. Come on, man. Like father and son fighting each other. There's women screaming in the back. It was just a bad look. It was just a bad look. You know,
yeah, it really
I don't
was.
like y'all on the same team in that moment. Like I know y'all team lost the game, but I don't understand how you like why y'all are fighting each other while y'all walking out the stadium. I don't get it. But I just thought it was funny. Um, at first I didn't really know what to think because it was just a video. People were saying that it was his dad and brother, whatever. And I kind of waited to kind of like comment and really think anything about it because it could have just been two Kansas State fans, right? You know how the internet is.
Right.
People just say
Just
stuff.
puts says
Oh,
anything.
someone on the team, yeah, someone on the team's family member fighting. But then it actually was official, and they put out a statement too. Like they put out, a notes app apology or whatever. And I'm just like, I was looking at it. I was like, well, why y'all apologizing to us? Like you didn't hurt
Right.
us. Like you didn't
Apologize
do anything to
to your
us.
son that you embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, apologize to each
Program.
other because
Yeah,
you
each
guys
other.
are the ones
Right.
who are fighting. Like you don't you're not a part of the organization. You're not a part of anything publicly. So why are
That
you
has to do
making
with college
a
football.
public apology?
Right.
Yeah, like why are you making a public apology? Oh, I'm apologizing to Kansas State. Like
Got a whole
you
official
didn't hurt.
graphic there and everything. Like, bro.
Yeah, yeah, you didn't hurt Kansas State fans. You didn't hurt me by looking at it like I don't need your apology. Y'all should just apologize to each other. Kept it moving. It's just funny. Everybody thinks they need to make a statement nowadays. Oh, I gotta write a statement. No, you don't. We don't need to hear that, bro.
Yeah, I think anybody who's fighting at any public sports event or any public event in general is just that's just clown behavior. Like this is a public place where there's kids, women, families. Um, there's no space for any of that. This is a place people are trying to go to have a good time, be entertained, and get home safe. And just acting like that over a game, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. And obviously, if things happen within the stadium and within the stands, and obviously there's nuance to the situation. But at the end of the day, we're all there to watch a football game, to cheer for our team, and to boo the other team. Do that, get there, and go home. And that's really that. Um, just an embarrassing moment again, especially when your son's the starting quarterback. Is that really how you want people to like be viewing him and his family? Like that's just not something
Mm-hmm.
as we kind of talked about it with the whole John Mateer thing last week, and just people need to understand that when you choose to live certain lives, or when maybe you don't choose, but when you come into this certain lifestyle, you are going to be put into the public light. People are going to expect you to carry yourself in a different way. You just cannot carry yourself in a way that maybe some common folk would. Not necessarily saying you're some different, you're better than, but again, your son has a platform. Don't ruin that for him. Like, don't. And
Absolutely. I mean, and you know how it is when you're in public anyways. If two random people start fighting,
right.
all the cameras come out. So,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe, people might not have even recognized them, or maybe Kansas State fans knew who they was. But,
Right.
like if people just see people fighting or acting up, they're gonna start recording. So you really gotta be mindful of what you're doing in public. And even if it ain't people recording, there's usually cameras. When you're in a business, there's usually cameras, buildings, there's usually cameras all over the place. So
Yeah.
just
Come
you
on.
just got to be mindful of what you're doing. And But a side note to all this was everybody kind of finding out that Avery Johnson was black because of this,
Yeah.
because his dad and brother are black.
I think I think a lot of people maybe don't follow college football as closely, so maybe some didn't even
I
realize
didn't
who
know
he
he was
was.
black,
Did you
bro.
not?
He's got like,
Have you not seen him,
bro, he's got blonde hair.
bro? But his face it looks black.
He, no,
He
he
got
doesn't.
black features. Yes, he does,
No,
bro.
he doesn't. He looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. He looked like Drake's son. He looks even whiter than Drake's son.
I don't know. I always thought Avery Johnson was mixed black. Ever since I knew who he was. I mean, you see how he
Bro,
runs the
this
ball. You see
dude's
how he
got.
totes the rock.
That's how a white man runs the football.
He be toting that. Hell no, no, bro. No, bro. Avery Johnson looks like a mixed.
bro,
Looks mixed.
bro, you seen Steve Austin in the longest yard. That's how a white man runs the football, bro. Bro, he does not look mixed. He's got freaking, bro. This is not a. There's no way you think this dude is mixed. I'm
Bro,
looking at
his
his
name
picture
looks
right
like
now,
if you told me his name was Jaden, I'd believe it. He looks like a typical Jaden. Like, yeah, my dad's
bro.
black.
This man is 1/8
Okay.
black.
What I'll say is I did not know. Oh wait, never mind. I was able
Bro,
is
he
it
does not look black.
I don't know, man. I
There's
think he
no
does.
way. There's no way you thought this dude was. Look at his picture, bro. There's no way you thought he was mixed. Like
There
you,
was
you thought
yes,
he
bro.
was.
When I first seen him, I
You
didn't
thought
know
he was
what
half black. You thought he
I
was
thought
half
he was
black.
mixed with something. Yes, I knew he was mixed. And I thought it was
Stop
black,
it. Stop
bro.
it.
His
He does
curly
not,
hair, like he just is.
bro. He looks less black than Lonzo Ball, bro. His hair is like barely curly. This is like Irish person hair. Like
Irish
it's
people
just
are black.
everybody black nowadays.
Not everybody.
You see how they do it. You see how they do it. I just want everybody to see. This man just said Irish people are black. Lord have
You
mercy,
gotta you gotta do your research on that. They are and they're not. But
bruh.
again,
Just because the British people did him wrong doesn't make him black.
no. There's look. I'm Irish black. I got Irish black in my heritage. You know
Irish
my
black,
father. You know I'm black. Yeah. My what's my last name?
you're
Sweeney.
Nigerian.
Uh, no, Sweeney is not Nigerian.
I know
Sweeney
Sweeney's
is
not
Irish.
Nigerian. I know
Sweeney in
Sweeney is not
Ireland is like
Nigerian, bro.
Williams or Johnson in America. So like my heritage comes from Ireland, but my dad is full black. So again,
Bro,
there are black Irish people. Not every Irish person is black, obviously. That was not what I meant to say, but you know
bro,
what I
this
was trying to
man
say.
is this man does not look black in any way, shape, or form, bro.
I don't know. Chat, you guys let us know in the comments. Let us know on Instagram.
Yo,
Let us
there's
know on Twitter.
no way.
Let us know if you guys think Avery Johnson looks black. I can
I
understand
know I know a lot of half black people, bro.
you do, and so do I. I mean, I'm half black myself.
So
So
you mean to tell me, like, yo, this dude does not look like a half black person, like, Drake, Lonzo
bro,
Ball,
he looks like a light skinned girl named Michaela, like a light skinned black girl named Michaela. Like that's what he looks like.
bro.
He does. He looks
No,
like
he
a
doesn't,
yes. He looks like a who's who whose daddy looks like Uncle Lance.
bro. He looks like a white girl from Flemington, New Jersey.
I never been to Flemington, so
When you been to, I'm trying to think of another town with that kind of demographic.
all right, man. Y'all let us know.
Phillipsburg.
Y'all let us know. Does Avery Johnson look black? Does he look mixed or not? Because I think he does. Steph doesn't. Let us know on Twitter. Let us know on Instagram. And again, follow us on Instagram.
How long do
Follow
you
us on
do you think
Twitter.
it would take him to get dreadlocks?
Not long. It'll already look like them curls could damn near be
Stop
gray.
it, yo. This man has one C hair,
Yo, his hair is cooked. That thin ass hair.
bro. This man has two. He got like 2A hair, bro. Stop it. Anyways,
Look at him next to his brother and his sister. He looks just like his sister. I told you. I knew he had a sister named Michaela that looked just like him. I knew it.
so he has a sister. He has a sister,
Yeah, go look up Avery Johnson dad or family, and it'll
bro.
pull up.
His sister looks like him. They look Sicilian. That's what they look like. They
Bro,
look
she doesn't look.
Sicilian.
She doesn't look white. She looks like she's mixed.
She looks Sicilian. This is a Greek family, bro.
Nah, that's crazy.
These are Greek children. Greek children. His brother looks black. His brother looks black. The one that was fighting the dad,
That's just because
the
he
one,
got hair. Like
the one that was fighting the dad looks black. No,
he got a
but
Duke starting five haircut.
he's
That's
got
why.
he's got a darker complexion. He's got some 3B hair. That's clearly a mixed black guy.
Oh
The
man, I'm
dad,
crying.
the dad is clearly black too, even though he's bald.
I am crying.
Avery and his sister, they look like they're freaking Sicilian, bro. They look Greek. They look Greek, bro. They look Moroccan.
Oh man,
There's no way. These are Mediterranean people, bro.
this was a good segment. This was a great segment. Oh, this was a great segment. Y'all let us know, like I said, what y'all thought on Instagram or Twitter at the Pigskin Live. Make sure you guys follow us because we always drop updates when we put out our new episodes. Also, make sure you follow us on YouTube. We go live. We put this episode live every day. Not every day. Every time we record, we go live on YouTube. So if you want to listen to us live, or even if not live, you just want to listen to the VOD afterward, you can do that on YouTube as well. Just search the Pigskin Live, and you'll find all of our past podcasts on there. Yeah, man. Week 1, super excited to watch all those games. Super excited to watch my Gators play coming up. I know you feel the same exact way about your Ducks. Yeah, we will be back next week to break it all down, to talk about all the action that we witnessed. And yeah, Steph, do you have any final thoughts, words, or anything you want to get into?
Man, I'm just ready for week 1. Ready to see the boys play out in Oregon. You know, there's probably gonna be some clownery. Look, as soon as the games start, the clownery just goes
Begin to
up
follow suit.
exponentially. Yeah, it
Yep.
goes up exponentially. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it all, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We will see you guys next time. Until then, enjoy the weekend of college football.
You know who
Peace.
Avery Johnson looks like?
Tell me real quick.
He looks like, rest in peace to the Disney actor that passed a few years ago from he was in what's that Adam Sandler movie? God damn. Grown Ups. He was in Grown Ups.
Grown ups. Cameron Boyce.
Yes. That's who Avery Johnson looked like. He's black, by the way.
I was gonna say, is Cameron Boyce mixed? He looks
Yes.
mixed.
Yes.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They do kind of look a little similar, but we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bro, Zendaya.